Hey, this is Ish. I had an unforgettable experience aboard Uber Soca Cruise X, the ultimate soca music festival on the high seas. Imagine 6 nights of nonstop vibes, incredible performances, and a culture-filled journey through the Caribbean, all aboard the Norwegian Jade. Let me provide you with a background of this one-of-a-kind event, my journey, and a deeper look at the fascinating roots of one of soca's most iconic elements, jab jab. For those new to Uber Soca Cruise, it's not just a party, it's a movement. Uber Soca Cruise was created to bring together soca lovers worldwide. Each year it has grown bigger and better, combining world-class performances with the best aspects of Caribbean Carnival culture. Uber Soca Cruise X marks the 10th sailing and the energy was unmatched. We sailed to St. Croix and Dominican Republic, where we partied on the white sand, ate delicious island food, and experienced soca like never before. But what makes Uber Soca unique isn't just the music or the destinations, it's the people. Cruisers from all corners of the globe, united by their love for soca and Caribbean culture. The ship wasn't just a venue, it was a floating carnival with themed parties, fetes, and cultural showcases. With so much to cover and share, let's take it one day at a time to fully experience the pre-party, juve, and all the fantastic performances. However, feel free to use chapters to jump to any part of the video that interests you most. Day 0, we flew into Miami International Airport. I caught an Uber to the Hotel Indigo Miami Brickell, an IHG hotel, which was one of the Uber Soca host hotels. My reservation got mixed up, so I had to stay at the Novotel Hotel, less than half a mile away. The accommodations were reasonable. I'll briefly show you my hotel room. Uber Soca pre-party. The pre-party was at Electric Lady. There were long lines outside when I arrived, but they ensured the process moved quickly. Inside there was a chill vibe with promotional videos playing on the screen. Most attendees will be on the boat, but the pre-party is open to anyone, so you'll have some people just looking for a good party in Miami on Sunday evening. There were 2 areas with 2 different DJs spinning a mix of soca and hip-hop. Day 1. Norwegian Jade doesn't allow pictures or videos during check-in, so you won't see any here. The lines were long when I arrived at 12, just a few minutes behind my boarding time, but I didn't have to wait long. The official theme was rep where you're from. With my family being from Sierra Leone, I had to rep. It was cool seeing everyone arrive in their favorite colors and the diversity of everyone boarding the ship. We picked up our goodie bag and t-shirt for Juve. The goodie bag included a cell phone case to carry a phone, castor oil, and an Uber X cup, and other goodies. Norwegian gave us boarding group passes, and we boarded when our group was called. They had a DJ jamming soca while we waited. Once on board the ship, we conducted a safety check to determine our muster point. It was simple. We just went there and they tapped our card. When we arrived, our room was a little smaller than I expected.
We got a problem.
What's wrong? It's not clean? What? Hold on. It's one bed.
That's what I'm saying. We got a problem.
Right? Nah. I thought it was supposed to be two separate beds.
That's what I thought.
The beds were put together, and since I went with my cousin, we had them split it into 2 separate beds. The room itself was okay. We didn't get the ocean view. My small bag came, but my checked-in bag took some time. After dropping off some items, we went to the 12th floor and had a meal from the buffet. Before the boat set sail, a lengthy safety briefing was conducted over the air. We then headed to the 12th floor for the sail-away party. The boat was moving. I felt the motion of the ship. I can't lie, I overslept and missed the opening night concert. Tantie and Uncle Saddis was the theme, where you dress up as older people. I guess my subconscious wasn't up for looking like Grandpa. I'm disappointed I missed Nyla, Farmer Nappy, and a voice performance. Luckily for me, my friends woke me up out of a deep sleep, and I was able to catch some doubles and the after party. The after party was lit. Since I napped, I stayed up, hit the bar, and then went to the omelet station at 6 a.m. The breakfast at the buffet was good, but not great. It hit the spot when I was hungry. I took the steps most days since it was quicker, but outside of peak hours, the elevators were bearable. The ship was wobbly and it took time to get my sea legs. I crashed into the wall several times the first couple of days. When I returned to shore, I needed time to regain my land legs. That usually happens within a few minutes or hours, but for me, it took a few days. Uber Soca gets a 10 out of 10 due to the vibes. Seeing a ship full of Caribbean and African people just listening to music created by the culture for the culture is beautiful. It's fantastic that they have done 10 ceilings and brought DJs, artists, and vendors together. I'm incredibly proud to have the opportunity to participate in this. It's not perfect, but it will be because they are not going anywhere. The elevators were already advertising for Uber 11, and when I spoke to different people, some said it was their first cruise, so multiple people couldn't remember how many ceilings they had been on. Day 2. Barry Hype started the day off with an announcement at 9:30. Which was shocking, but is supposedly an Uber Soca staple. The crew and I started with a good old game of football, not the kind played by Patrick Mahomes. We are talking about Lionel Messi's football, or as it's commonly known in the United States, soccer. Being so tired, we didn't make it on time. We were just spectators. From the balcony, we took in the view of Socacize. These ladies were moving and jamming. After grabbing breakfast again, I ate at 6 a.m. and got some pancakes, so lunch was really at 12. I slept to rest and ensure I didn't oversleep for the night party again. The day 2 party was the Atlantis pool party. I was curious about how it would work with such a small pool and so many people, but I figured that with the pool being almost 6 feet deep and only the real swimmers or tall people would be out there. The stage was on top of one of the smaller pools. The boat was rocking, so no one could get into the deep pool. I stopped by the industry mixer and it was cool. The well-attended event was speed dating. I'm spoken for, but the men's and women's seats were full. And the gallery, which included me, was also full, watching as the Caribbean and African diaspora tried to find love. The great thing about the cruise is that if you love soca, they play it everywhere, in the hallways, while eating, dinner, and on the TV if you tune to the right channel. So no complaints here. It's not overbearing, it's just an excellent soundtrack to your trip. Soca has a hold on me. At night, everyone came out dressed in all black for Jab Jab. One of the most fascinating aspects of Caribbean culture highlighted on this cruise was Jab Jab. If you aren't familiar with Jab, it originated in Grenada. Jab Jab, meaning devil devil in French, is a traditional masquerade from Grenada that has become an iconic symbol in Caribbean Carnival traditions. Rooted in resistance, Jab Jab costumes include horns, chains, and bodies covered in black oil, representing rebellion against oppression during colonial times. Jab isn't just a performance, it's a story of resilience, identity, and freedom. The rhythmic drums and the chants take you back to the roots of the Caribbean, reminding us of the strength and spirit of our ancestors. Uber Soca Cruise, Jab was more than a hysterical nod. It was alive, dynamic, and fully integrated into experience. Seeing traditional elements like Jab Jab combined with the high energy beats of soca reminded me why this music and culture means so much to so many people. It was a good night, especially since I missed the first night. Several performers from Grenada performed. The highlight was Mr. Killa, who had recently cut his dreads, saying it was a new beginning for him. He brought a couple of people from the crowd onto the stage to see who was the best dancer, and the crowd was hyped, enjoying the show. The lines for the drinks were long, but they moved quickly. We got dinner, and after getting some doubles, we turned into food critics.
The doubles were quite nice. They had a good level of heat. The cilantro cooled it down just enough where it was just perfectly balanced. How did you feel about it?
I thought it was really good. The chickpeas were just the right level of temperature and well cooked. All right, and we're out.
Chef's kiss.
There were 3 more after parties, with the highlight being a haunted jab. I started running on E, so you definitely need to pace yourself. Day 3, the voice of Barry Hype woke us up. We went to Battle of the Sexes. It was a deep discussion about relationships. I liked hearing both perspectives from men and women.
A woman that won't allow you to come into her life like that, right? But a woman that will allow you to be a part of her kid's life, sometimes it's a beautiful thing. I don't have any children of my own.
The day party was tailgate on the pool deck. Everyone came out in their favorite jersey or as a referee. There were a lot of referees. They had men versus women doing push-ups. The winner was given a bottle of Johnny Walker.
Thank you guys so much for participating. Jeez. Go get drunk.
Next, they did the best touchdown dance. The winner got to dance with Adam. Afterwards, we went to dinner and a jam session broke out at the Washi Washi. I was getting food, so I didn't get the best view. From there, we went to the show in the Star Theater featuring Trixx, the only comedy show of the week. The DJ was rocking and the crowd going wild. When the show started, 2 hosts and 4 DJs were throwing fire. When Swag Surf came on, the party was rocking, with grown men and women singing at the top of their lungs. Since a lot of passengers didn't get to attend the first show, they added a second show.
I'm trying to sleep. I go to the parties. I leave the parties at 3, 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. Barry, please, I want you to understand. I'm so tired. I'm so tired.
The night's theme was Moulin Rouge. There were more great performances from soca stars such as Bubba, Teddy Johnson, and Lyrical. 3 after parties were going on. Day 4, we arrived at beautiful St. Croix, and this time the sound of a rooster crowing just after 7 a.m. blared through the ship. Barry Hype let us know we had to exit by 8 a.m. and needed our ship card and driver's license. There was no need to bring a passport since we were in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Cash and credit cards were optional. We received clear instructions to return to the boat by 3 or risk being left behind. Juve, St. Croix. The theme of Juve was a zombie apocalypse, so we dressed up in a white Juve t-shirt, shorts, and shoes that we didn't mind getting stained with paint. Fake blood and temporary tattoos adorned our arms. When we exited the boat, the people of St. Croix welcomed us warmly. There were masqueraders and free shots. Dozens of local vendors had tents set up. It was an excellent way for Uber Soca to support the local economy and for St. Croix to show off the island. After getting paint and powder, we finally got our first unobstructed view of the boat. We made our way to the big truck. From what I could tell, Uber had 2 music trucks and 2 drink trucks. The great thing about this Juve was that Uber Soca sold tickets to locals, resulting in a great mix of people dancing in the streets of St. Croix. The paint and powder were flying often. It was a hot day, but what I loved about being on an island, especially St. Croix, is that the water is right there. When the trucks reached the end of the road and turned, I hopped into the ocean to wash them paint off and cool off in the warm, clear waters of St. Croix. Once I rejoined, I was soaked, but much of the paint had washed off. Luckily, I still had 3 bags of powder that I made sure went to good use. As we got closer to the end, they played Michael Jackson's Thriller, since we were a group of walking zombies. The trucks, except for that one instance, played the latest Soca hits. It ended at the beach, and there were several food vendors. There was a foam truck spreading foam and a water truck hosing people off. Since it was my first time in St. Croix, I returned to the beach, ensuring the last of the paint was off, and I floated there for a good hour. After looking at the pier and wanting to beat the rush back, I left people still jamming and slowly crawled back to the boat. Your body feels great while going, but anytime the party's over and it's time to head back, you start to feel the pain and aches. When I got to the boat, my priority was to shower, eat, and sleep. I didn't waste any time. I fell asleep around 2 p.m. and didn't wake up until 7 p.m., which is pretty good considering I only got about 2 to 3 hours of sleep the night before. Being on the 9th deck, I could hear the party on the 12th floor jamming. It wasn't too loud, but you could hear faint speakers rumbling in the background. Uber Soca game night. We woke up just in time for game night. I'm glad I didn't miss it because the parties will all start to fade as time passes. The game night was an unforgettable experience. This is why, when we walked in, they were playing bingo. It was quiet and it looked boring. The timing was good because it had just started a new round. When they handed me the bingo card and pencil, I understood. They had regular spots, for example, I-14, but other spots require a challenge. You couldn't get the point without doing the challenge. What happened next was that my friend and other passengers were participating in a plank competition, truth or dare game, pie in the face challenge, a lip sync battle, shots, and many more activities. I couldn't stop laughing. The first woman to do the lip sync battle nailed CeeLo Green's Forget You. She probably does the routine while bouncing around her home and playing that song. After that, everyone else was battling for second place. All the challenges are optional. Of course, you don't get the square if you don't follow through. My friend, though, got an Uber Soca inner tube because he got bingo. He quickly became the envy of the boat, as he was stopped several times by people asking him where he got it from, or to borrow it in the DR. You snooze, you lose. You should have gone to game night. Juve was in the morning, and at night it was time to play Midnight Mass. The theme was a carnival of the future. I swore we all went to Amazon and got the same light-up glasses, but it made us all look like one big band. The night overall was more subdued, with no performers and Juve still holding people in a chokehold. There were 3 after parties that night: Old School Soca, R&B Forever, and French Quarter. The R&B party reminded me of an old school house party, and it had the humidity to match, like an actual R&B house party. Whether at home or in the club, it was humid. I swore I saw way more fans in women's hands than I did at Juve or at any other time on the boat. If you've been to an R&B party before, you don't need to hear any further explanation from me. The great thing was that the bar was open past 6 a.m. and the staff had a great water table available. Day 5, another day, another wake-up call from Barry Hype. Today, we disembarked for the DR. We were encouraged to bring our ship card, driver's license, and cash for Pirates Pool Party, which includes a performance by Ricky T. The view of the DR from the boat was beautiful. We got dressed up as pirates and headed to shore. They had small shuttles to take us from the boat to the end of the pier at Taino Bay. We had to walk through the duty-free area to get to the party. They gave us a complimentary shot. The area was lovely, with many small shops offering souvenirs and other items such as designer shoes for those who needed them. Our pirate costumes were hot with the heat, so we jumped in the lazy river. It was a nice, calming ride before heading to the pool party, which had hundreds of people crowded both inside and outside the pool. Everyone was partying and jamming to soca. It was a fun time. Afterwards, we made our way back to the boat. For those who missed the comedy show, an encore was followed by Uber karaoke. Day 6, the comedian Trixx woke us up. One of the highlights on board was Kevin Crown's Soca 101 session. Kevin, who's been DJing since he was 15, broke down the art and business of being a DJ. He emphasized the importance of traveling to islands to truly understand carnival culture, learning how to read the room, and always having backups for your music. From respecting artists by not playing their songs before they perform, to understanding how to market yourself as a DJ, he shared both technical tips and real-world advice. Kevin reminded us that being a DJ isn't just about pressing play. It's about vibes, watching the crowd, paying attention to energy, and even noticing how people are dressed. He emphasized the partnership between DJs and MCs, the importance of consistent practice, and the need to connect with the audience in genuine ways. Whether it's hyping up the room, knowing when to drop a classic versus new music, or simply engaging with people face to face, it's all about creating an unforgettable experience. Joining him was Barry Hype, one of the most recognized voices in soca culture. He gave his perspective from the MC side, emphasizing the partnership between the DJ and the hype man. Barry sharing how timing, energy, and crowd engagement are everything when it comes to elevating the soca experience. Together, they reminded everyone that being on the stage isn't just entertainment. It's a craft built on preparation, passion, and respect for the culture. His final takeaway: love many, trust few, and always plan for your own funeral. I had lunch at Oceanians. I ordered a Cobb salad, a burger, and an apple pie for dessert. The theme for the pool party was nothing but clothes, and the outfits were very creative. Kevin Crown showcased everything he had talked about earlier that day, serving as both the DJ and MC on the day before his birthday, which excited the crowd. In the 12th floor buffet, just like every other day, plates, knives, and the steel condiment holder band kept the vibe along with a speaker, marching up and down, gaining an experience that can only be provided by Uber Soca. Bags had to be tagged and out by 10 if you wanted them to be carried out. That didn't happen because we didn't have our color tags. By the sea of people walking out with their bags, we weren't the only ones. We ended up sleeping and just missed the Bacchanal Ball. We dressed up in black and white. We ended up eating at Oceanians. And I didn't eat there for any of the first few days. I ate there twice that day, but this time I got the sweet chili wings and some fish and chips. To close out the evening, we wore onesies and attended the after parties, which featured great performances. I could only speak for myself, but at this point in the trip, I was running on E. I wanted to soak up the vibes that also a Red Bull ensured I stayed up through the night and packed everything. Day 7. Walking off the ship, there was a hint of sadness that the cruise was over, but peace that I had a great time. Many people chose to carry their bags off, so the elevators were packed. We let the initial wave pass, and it was smooth sailing getting off. Most people who don't live in Florida catch a flight out the same day. Having taken Carnival and other event-based vacations before, I have realized there is much benefit to taking an extra day. I was the only one in my group to stay an extra night. I need a vacation after the vacation, and jumping right back into everyday life is like a bad hangover. I checked into the IHG Hotel in Miami Brickell, one of the Uber Soca Cruise host hotels. That was for the start of the trip. The Sunday after the cruise, it was just a regular hotel, except I somehow got upgraded to a penthouse suite. My friends gave me sideways looks as they stored their bags and rested for their flight out later that day. The suite was impressive, offering a fantastic view of Miami, a king-size bed, a pull-out couch, and a shower as seen in movies and home improvement shows. It was a nice upgrade from my twin bedroom on the Norwegian Jade. I'm not sure if they were able to resolve the error upon my arrival when their sister hotel couldn't find my reservation, or if it was just a matter of luck. I think they made up to me for my first day stay being messed up. The only problem was that I felt like the bed was rocking back and forth at night. It took me some days to get my land legs back and stop thinking that everything sounded like steel pans and soca songs. What did I think of Uber Soca Cruise? First, I'll start with what I didn't like. The first thing I didn't like was the Norwegian Jade was rocking. It is only my second cruise ship, but I went on my first, the Utopia of the Seas, less than a month before. In all fairness, that is an Oasis class ship, and it was less than a few months old when I went on it. I understood that everything else after that was probably going to go downhill. Man, was this boat rocking just like the soca song. In Utopia, I really felt it moving. After a couple of days, I got used to it as much as possible, but it was rough at first, and adjusting back after the trip was equally challenging. The second thing I didn't like was the Wi-Fi. It kept cutting in and out. I got the most expensive package because I wanted to keep up to date on some of my business items while away. I had a meeting that I needed to support. I know I shouldn't be working on vacation, but the Wi-Fi was great for streaming, the only Zoom meeting I had to attend in the evening. I never had a WhatsApp call drop. What was weird was the streaming was fine, but the internet struggled to load websites, and there were some gray areas on the ship when the Wi-Fi cut out. I'm not alone in that sentiment. Trixx made a joke about it during the comedy show, and lots of heads nodded. My plate was always full. I would say that the variety of food offered on the 12th floor really could have been better. I got spoiled again because I went to Utopia first. When talking to other passengers, I found that they mentioned the food from last year was better. I can only compare based on my experience, but 2 buffet tables often had some of the same food. The top 3 things I didn't like in no particular order were the boat rocking, inconsistent Wi-Fi, and the variety of food. I spent a lot of time putting this video together. Hence, if you find value in it, please like this video, leave a comment, subscribe, or continue watching, as that helps this video reach more people. And of course, you can always just leave it and have it replay over and over. Review what I liked. Notice all my negative had to do with the boat. As for what I like, that list is extensive. The first was to see a ship full of people of African and Caribbean descent just enjoying a music genre. That is for the people and by the people. It's a beautiful thing. Something that rarely gets shown. From what I saw, there were no fights, only one person got sloppy, and I saw his boys quickly returning him to the room. The staff of the boat did their thing. While eating in the dining hall, I sometimes looked down and saw that the table was already cleared. I'm like, when did they come and take it away? The lines at the bar were long on the pool deck during peak time, but if you wanted, you could catch one of the servers walking around and they would grab your drink order for you. I had no problem standing in line because it gave me a good break from drinking too quickly and got me away from the blaring speakers. While waiting in line, I could either talk to my friends or meet one of the other passengers. I love having food, parties, and rooms all in one place. I have done trips with my friends to Afro Nation and Miami Carnival. Logistics-wise, it's a nightmare. The first issue is that you think a group of guys could get ready on time. No. I have a friend who has to iron every t-shirt and stress over whether to wear a black tee or a white tee, black tennis shoes or white tennis shoes. And as we're about to leave and head to the event, he says, I'm hungry. Then don't get me started on who will call the Uber or Lyft this time, who is the designated driver, and how do you find parking, where are we going to eat. That's a real frustration. But Uber Soca, I didn't have to worry about that at all. Aren't you ready? That's fine. I'll see you at the party. Oh, you're hungry? Okay, since just upstairs, we can stop to eat quickly and walk over to the party. That convenience is unmatched. Yes, the upfront cost of the trip is higher, but during the journey, there was no need to buy drinks at the bar, purchase food, or cook. It was all just vibes. Uber Soca Cruise has a complete itinerary plan. All you have to do is show up. With Carnival, you generally have to find a band, pick a costume, decide what parties to go to, pick a hotel, and decide whether to take a taxi or get a driver to take you everywhere. It can be fun for some to plan, but it also can be tiresome to put so much into what's supposed to be something relaxing. The main thing to prepare for Uber was deciding what to wear for the themed parties, which is optional. I love that part, and going through an experience without it is not appealing to me at this stage. Would I recommend it? Yes, I would. Please make sure you like or love soca. You'll be engulfed in it. The speakers on the boat played in the hallways as you go to your room and the dining area. Even the TV in the room played soca. Not to mention, depending on where your room is, you'll hear soca music playing until 1 a.m. Our room was on the 9th floor, and the stage was on the 12th floor. From our room, I could hear the music bumping. I couldn't imagine someone who doesn't enjoy it, or at least not being open to the music, getting the most out of a 6-day cruise filled with it. That's fine, because the boat is full of people who love soca. As for the rooms, I appreciated that it was easy to call other rooms on the boat, which made it convenient to get in touch with others even if they didn't have Wi-Fi. This was Uber Soca's 10th sailing, and the things I mentioned are easily fixable, and more related to the cruise ship line versus actually Uber Soca. I don't think anything is stopping them now. They'll easily hit 15 and then 20 sailings and beyond. I look forward to seeing how they grow and bring soca to the seas. If you've been on Uber Soca Cruise, please let me know in the comments what your experience has been like. If you plan to go, feel free to ask me any questions. I'll try my best to answer. If you like cruises, check out my experience on Royal Caribbean's Utopia of the Seas. My name is Ish, and I challenge you to try something new today. Thanks for watching.